Hey, and welcome back to another 31 Days of Horror 2017 video. Toronto After Dark edition, the last movie of the festival, which is number 19. 19th movie, last movie. Though there was a midnight showing, but it's the same movie, so it doesn't add up. We are looking at the 27th. 27 out of 31. We're going to make it this year, no problem. Woo! Yeah, it helps that I haven't been working at night.
Yeah.
And that we live together now. So we can watch a movie every night. Or two if we want. Can't do two, no. She has to go to bed. I can watch a second one, but...
Yeah.
Yes, the 27th movie this was the closing gala, so you knew they were going to be expecting something really, really good. A sellout crowd.
It was crazy how many people were
there. It was like we've been to some sellout crowds before, and it didn't seem like they were quite this big. This was crazy. Like we got out of the movie beforehand, and she went to line up, and the lineup for the ticket, because I have a pass.
Yeah, so he gets to go in the special line.
I get to go in the special line.
I have to go in the regular line.
But it means I get to go in and pick, save a seat, right? So, but yeah, so she's going to get in her, the ticket line, and the ticket line weaves and stuff. And normally you just get into there and you're fine. But no, it went to the end of that.
And then it went
to the overflow section, which goes back, and then even that went around.
It was crazy.
It was crazy.
People were coming when you go up and then to go to the around part, and they'd come up and they'd just be like, oh my god, what movie is this for? Like, it was crazy. Because
we're in a big, movieplex type thing where there's multiple other films, right? Not just this festival. So yeah, people are going to see, whatever, I don't know, what was playing right now.
I don't know, all I'm thinking about was this stuff. I can't think of any other movies, I don't know.
I don't know, whatever. Something was playing.
It wasn't as popular as that.
Wasn't either way. So there was quite a few people coming out to this movie. Clearly people wanted to see Tragedy Girls.
I was just there because you were there.
And she was going because it was the last movie and all this kind of stuff. Tragedy Girls is directed by Tyler McIntyre, who had done a film 2 years ago, 1 year ago, at the festival.
2 years ago.
I don't know, can't remember. Either way, there's another video. I may link to it, I may not.
You saw
for
it.
Patchwork. Oh, you didn't see it?
I wasn't at.
Oh.
No, it's on Netflix now though, so I plan to watch it.
Yeah. He's done a lot of editing and stuff, but yeah, Patchwork, which played at the festival, is essentially really the only other film he's done. And that was a sort of a takeoff on the Frankenstein story, I think was what it was, if I remember correctly. But yeah, he directed this film about two teenage girls in high school
who
want to be serial killers. Yeah. I guess
it's a weird premise.
Yeah, it is a weird premise. The girls, one is Brianna Hildebrand, who
I didn't even recognize.
Was, if you saw Deadpool, she was the Negasonic girl. I don't know. Has she been in anything else?
I think that was like her.
She's going to be in Deadpool 2. Negasonic Teenage Warhead. I couldn't remember the full name. The Exorcist TV series. Apparently she's 5 episodes of that. I've not seen the
Final Girl. No, wait, no.
No, First Girls I Love.
Can't read.
And Prism. I don't know Prism, but it looks like it might be cool.
Yeah, she's pretty.
So she's quite new to the scene. Who was the other one?
Her.
Yes. Alexandra Shipp, who oddly enough is also a mutant. Go figure. She plays the young Storm in X-Men Apocalypse. She's also in X-Men Dark Phoenix type thing. She's in Straight Outta Compton, and she was in that Aaliyah TV movie that was made up. Oh, apparently she was in one of the Drumline movies, A New Beat. Not something I saw. Oh, she was in a Occult 2013 TV movie. I didn't know. Oh, Sarah would know it. She's in Victorious for an episode. She wouldn't recognize her right like that.
Yeah, well,
yeah, Sarah watches that thing.
She was in the school
27 days.
How many times have I seen that?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Or in the background, at least.
Probably in the high school scene.
Yeah, probably. So yeah, they are the two teenagers. And it has Craig Robinson's in it, which was odd.
Unexpected.
Yeah, like I mean, you essentially don't recognize anybody in this movie, and then boom, I'm Big Al, right?
So funny.
And he's not a comedian in this film. Like he's not like, because normally when I see him, he's like, it's just jokes, right? No, in this movie, he's pretty straightforward, actually. I think it's probably the most straightforward I've seen him in a role yet. Who else is in this movie that should be... Oh, Kevin Durand is an actual serial killer who the girls track down and capture because they want him to teach them how to be serial killers. And if you don't know who Kevin Durand is, shame on you. He's been in all sorts of stuff. He was in X-Men Origins Wolverine. He was Fred Dukes. He was in Real Steel. I am number 4.
This is why shame on me because I don't.
Yeah,
this, so.
But most people are gonna. If you watched The Strain, the vampire show, he's Vasily. But yeah, he's in all sorts of crap and not crap. I mean, frick, he was in Noah. Jeez. That's one of those things that everybody wants to wipe off their resume, I think. But who else was in this movie that should be noted?
I don't know.
Who's this guy? Is that the boyfriend? Oh, yeah, I knew. Holy crap, I was like, why do I recognize him? Josh Hutcherson is the boyfriend in this. He's from the Hunger Games. Like, I'm like, why can I? It didn't quite look like him, but I guess he's older now. That's why. Is there anybody else that's really worth mentioning? I don't know. There's a bunch of people in it. I'm sure a lot of them have done stuff that we would recognize. Because, I mean, it is a high school. There are going to be a lot of characters, teachers, parents, and all that kind of stuff. But this is definitely a horror comedy of sorts. It is ingrained in the slasher genre. It is... I wouldn't say it's anything really new, necessarily. It uses social media as... I don't know if you'd call it the catalyst or the means to an end, I guess is what they're thinking. They call it a blog, even though it seems like it's just a website that does a lot, whatever. They have a blog where they are documenting all this serial killing stuff that's going on, and they're trying to become famous, and they want to, use their own killing in this blog to manage to, prop themselves up and get this notoriety, this infamy of sorts, right? Honestly, I don't think this film works without the two main leads.
No, they were really good at it.
Because holy crap. I honestly, they nail, considering they aren't, seasoned veteran actors, I was genuinely impressed.
Yeah.
Like,
Me too.
wow.
Because when it first started, I'm thinking, oh, really? Like, this is gonna be so stupid. Why do I want to watch this? Like, but they were so good and believable as those two characters.
Yeah.
As ridiculous as the whole thing is, you know, like, I'm watching it thinking, this is a horrible, horrible thing. You know, like, what they're doing is so horrible. Yet it doesn't
The premise
bother me.
behind the film is not a good one.
No.
In terms of, morality's sake. But, horror movies, whatever. But
Nobody.
yeah, it's wow. And you know what? One of the things I liked was they could. Well, I love the dialogue that was put into this film, and luckily there was a Q&A because that's one of the questions was like, how did you manage to nail this? Dialogue down of two, teenage girls, essentially teenage girls, and the guy's a white, male, in his 30s, right? So it's just like he's like, well, we kind of wrote it, and then we asked some teenage girls what they thought, and it wasn't just one set; it went through a few groups of, friends, kids, and stuff, and then right down to the two girls who did the acting as the role mains. They threw they're not that old. I mean, one was 19, right? So they threw their 2 cents into it as well, and so it comes off. It's hard to say that I actually think it comes off realistic, but because
in the real world, no, I don't think that's realistic.
You don't think so?
No, I don't. I think they would have gotten caught.
No. I mean, their dialogue. They're talking.
Oh, that. Yes, I think it depends on where you are.
It does, but because I like it because they're talking in the way, not so much with slangs and such, but just the way they talk is very different from the way we're speaking here.
I wouldn't say, "Oh, geez, Rob, are you jelly?"
No, no. But the one movie that I keep thinking about that's everybody has pretty much seen that's teenager stuff is Clueless, right? And that's the Valley Girl thing.
Yeah.
But and I mean, yes, there were people who do talk. There are still people who talk like that. God forbid. There are still people who talk like that, and some of them was because of that movie. But when I watched that, I didn't like it because that came out about I must have been in high school when that came out,
You would have maybe been
or close to
almost
it.
done.
Whatever, either way. But when I watched it, I didn't go I thought it was I thought it was a caricature. I didn't think anybody talked like this in real life. Whereas when I watched this, I actually do think people tend to talk like this to a certain degree. Just simply because they're all watching YouTube. They're all watching YouTube, and I mean, we see it with the girls, right? They'll say stuff, and it's like, I don't think you know what that means. Where did you pick this up? Well, they're just watching it on YouTube, and all it takes is for one YouTuber to use some sentence or word or something over and over and over again. They start using it, even though they may not use it in the right context, and that's how language forms, right? And considering they are, bloggers, so you're watching it, right? Well, we're not a good example. So on the other channels, the ones that actually get the views, where everybody is all like, you've watched them. I'm sure you've turned them off and come to our channel because they are the way they are, and we are such respectable individuals here.
Why are you laughing? I'm very respectful.
She is very respectable. I am not, but you know what I'm talking about. The most popular channels out there. I'm not going to name any of them because I don't want you looking them up. You've seen them, you know who they are. But they all have a tendency to kind of talk a certain way,
Yes.
to say certain things. Where they pick it up, I don't know. I think most of them are all based in LA anyway, so maybe that's where it's coming from. Maybe it's LA speak. Maybe that's what it is.
That's why what I said. I think it depends where you are, and not to
Right.
say anything offensive to people who live there, because I'm sure a lot of people don't talk like that. But that's how that came across to me. You know,
That
they're like
maybe-
the cheerleadery.
Yeah, that may be what it is, and because the internet has propagated that language out to the masses now, I think it's starting more and more people pick that kind of stuff up, right? So, yeah, the dialogue was really, really well done, and they delivered it. Like both of them, both the girls delivered it like really, really well. And the one thing I love is they'd be talking, to themselves, blah blah blah, and have that kind of way of speaking, and then their parents would show up, or the next scene would be them going into the house and they like flip, right? And it's just like, hi mom, hi, and they just like the slang is gone. They know how to put one over on their parents. Really, really, it's kind of scary actually when you think about it.
I was thinking a few times, like,
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Anyways, not that we're putting it into our own lives and our own situation, but
even their friendship. Like, I totally believe that. Like, they're
Yeah.
best friends.
Oh, yeah.
And that's it, And then I'm in my head also. I was thinking, but like, oh yeah, Tanisha, blah blah blah, blah, right? We're not killers or anything, but I could see.
they may be killers.
No, I could have similar.
I wouldn't
you know. What I mean? But I got like things I would think about in our relationship, right? And I'd be like, oh yeah, ha ha ha, right? Not
Yeah.
killing, I swear to God. So I really believed that.
Yeah, and I think this film fails or succeeds based off of their performance and the way they come across, and they nailed it. Holy crap. And I mean from the get-go.
Yeah.
There wasn't a moment where I did not buy into them.
No.
In fact, you know what? I liked a lot of the casting and a lot of the acting. Even the guy in the opening scene who, spoiler alert, gets killed.
Yeah.
He came across as a real you almost think he's not a very good actor because it seems so real in the way he acts.
It's like they just went to a high school and grabbed somebody and said, okay, get in this car,
Yeah. This is what's going to happen. Go. We're going to film it. And I was like, yeah, I can totally see that guy reacting like that.
Even like you could hear like the guys even in the audience, right? Being like, like because they would feel the same way.
Yeah, and there's a lot of instances in this film where you're like, I can totally believe that. Totally believe it. Which is so absurd considering what's going on in this film.
That's the whole thing. The whole thing is ridiculous. The whole premise is ridiculous. Like, to me, it was ridiculous, right? And I felt bad that I was going along with the whole thing in my head and thinking, oh my God, why am I laughing at this? Like, this is so horrible, but it's freaking funny, so I have to laugh at it. Because it's not real, right? So that's, I'm not a psycho or something.
No, and you know what? This wasn't, we say it's funny and that it was a comedy, but at the same time, the comedic moments weren't as many as I would have expected from something like this, of this type of genre.
No.
A lot of them are very little laughs.
Yeah.
There's a lot of little laughs and only a few scattered really good, big jokes. And some of them come right out of the kills. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And there are some good kills.
Yeah, seriously.
Slasher fans and gore hounds out there. There are some good kills.
Yeah, I was like, for a few times.
Yeah, and it's so funny because they sort of telegraph these kills. You kind of see them coming.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, they do get killed how they've been telegraphed, but not quite, which I loved about them. And I won't even give I'm not giving any examples. I'm going to leave it at that. Just say what you think will happen may happen. but not likely the way you think it's going to.
No, even going the whole way through, even to the end, the stuff, and I was just like, oh, really? I didn't think that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
But then other stuff, it's like, oh, I know that's gonna happen, but then it well, that was not exactly.
Yeah,
it's still good, but not exactly what I thought. And that's good because you don't want it to be so predictable that you're just like, oh,
No, exactly, right? So, yeah, I don't know what more is there to say. Like,
I don't know. I absolutely loved it. I loved it. Like, I would watch it again right now.
And normally I wouldn't say that I expected this from Lesley, but now that I know that she's big into the Hatchet movies, I clearly came out of this going, and she still wouldn't tell me.
No, I wouldn't.
She would not tell me, but I knew coming out of that. If she said she didn't like this, there must have been something that would have tweaked her off about the girls, or something that happened in the movie that completely turned her off of it. But
no, I liked the whole way through. I didn't have any problem with it. I liked the little funny bits. See, this is how I sound bad, but I liked the way that people got killed, and I liked the whole thing. And as soon as it was done, I was just like, I really love that movie.
Yeah. No,
it was really good.
For sure. What did you think about the ending?
I want a sequel.
Yeah?
Yeah. I do. There's so many movies that we watched, and I'm just like, oh fuck, no. Just stop it. Please just stop it. And if they don't make a sequel for this, I'm going to be really mad.
Well, that's the thing, guys. Go out there, and it will be coming. I think it's coming out in the States.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, you don't know when yesterday is. It was October 20th. It was supposed to come out in the States. But not here in Canada.
And I don't know what kind of release it's getting.
I don't know.
I don't know if it's wide, limited, whatever.
But if you can see it, go see it.
Yeah.
Because he
said...
said...
by the time they see this video, it's going to be out of theaters. But when it comes out on VOD and Blu-ray and all this kind of stuff, get it. Guys, gals, lovers of slashers, lovers of gore, lovers of comedy horror. Well, I guess we recommend this movie.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Pick it up. It is a good watch. If you don't like it, I don't know what to say.
It's almost like when it was over, it was like I had a really good time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Don't get your expectations way up there. I don't want you, because then it will not live up to expectations. They never will. Just go out there on a recommendation that you should see the film and watch it and go with it. And I think you'll like it. I truly do. I think the audience was, well, just based off of the questions and stuff. There weren't any stupid questions. No. Q&As, you always have stupid questions, other than the sequel question, which comes out every time. Why, I don't know.
But in this case, I wanted to know.
But yes, well, is there going to be a sequel? 9 times out of 10, they don't have any idea. The movie hasn't been released yet.
That's not true. We sat through some other ones, and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, we're already talking about the next one." Blah blah blah.
Well, yes, they could be talking about it, but unless they have any money.
No, but
that's always the question. It's like, give us some money, we'll make another movie.
But the director said, right, if it does well and people go see it and talk about it and everything, and they can see there's a demand there, then it's more likely that it's going to happen.
Well, it wasn't just him. The lead, well, at least one of them, in an interview said, I want to do a sequel. Yeah. I want to do a sequel to this movie. I want to play this character again, essentially. Yeah. Right? So, and like you said, if people are on board and we can get the money, they'll do it. They'll do it. So, you know what? I don't think I've said this in any of the other, reviews or anything I've done, but this is one of those films where if you like it, comment, tweet, tag, let people know, because that's how, believe it or not, this day and age, buzz buzz about a movie gets another movie made. They are tracking that kind of stuff. It's not just sales anymore, because so many things it's a break even type thing where they just throw it out there and it goes on VOD, right? No, people want to see if there's buzz. If there's buzz about something, you'd be surprised at how films get greenlit before they've even been released.
Well, I mean, I don't even think I had seen really the trailer for that movie or anything. And I didn't really know much about it, right? Which is why I was just like, oh, right? But had I had any idea, I would have totally understood why the lineup was all crazy to see it. Now I get it, right? If they had some kind of idea, it makes total sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I probably would have lined up. Had I not been going to go see it, I probably would have like, Rob, we need to go see this.
Well, true enough. True enough. So, yeah. What's your rating on this one?
I really, really liked it a lot. So, I don't know.
More than Hatchet?
You know what I did?
Mm-hmm.
This was my favorite movie
what did
of the
you give
whole
the Hatchet?
thing. I think I gave it 4.
Oh.
I know, that's why I can't give it 5 though, because I feel like no movie is good enough for 5. But I really kind of, at least 4.5.
Wow, 4.5.
I'm telling you, I really
That's
loved
high.
it. I loved it.
Wow.
I know. But I'm not critical about a lot of stuff like you are.
Yeah, but you know what? Even with that, honestly, guys, the director behind this film, Toronto boy, went to film school in Toronto at Ryerson. Mm-hmm. One thing about Ryerson is it tends to put out people who know what they're doing. Your Pixar movies, your Disney movies, all of those things, all Canadian. It's all the animators are essentially all out of Ryerson. There's just so many of them. It got to the point where people starting in their first year at Ryerson were getting hired there weren't enough animators when Pixar first came about to actually put all this stuff together. They needed talented animators. Of course, now there's tons of them. There's so many animation schools out there all over the United States and all over the world. But yeah, it got to the point where people were told, you know what, if you manage to graduate from this program, you've got a job, right? So yeah, he came out of the film program, out of Ryerson. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be good, but, he's good. just listening to him in the Q&A, he understood every aspect of film, and so I think he was a big reason why this film worked. He you could tell he knew that without the actors that he had managing to do what they did, that it probably would have fallen flat.
You could have the whole premise and whatever, if it was different people and if somebody else was making the movie and stuff, I could totally see that just being like a really stupid movie.
Yeah. Yeah, there's one character, and it's such a funny character. He's on a motorcycle, right? And the scene is brilliant. And he said, you know what? Kudos to this. He went and he knew he was in Teen Beat. The actor was in Teen Beat, and he had his Teen Beat, and he was just like, you know that look that you have in Teen Beat, that Teen Beat thing that you did? 10 times that. That's what I want your character to be. Awesome. And that's how he directed him. That was his direction to this guy. And oh my God, the scene is so good. Yeah. So good. Oh, it might have been one of my favorite scenes.
I'm glad that we saw this in a theater, because then everybody else was like reacting like the same way, right? And so you knew that it was good, because it was like so good.
Yeah. So you know what, this film, this is a long comment and rant about what my rating is.
So it won't be as good as mine.
No, I'm not going 4.5.
4?
It's almost a 4.
Yeah, it's really.
It's
good.
almost a 4. The only, you know what I would have liked? I would have liked more kills. That would be my only real gripe about this film. I wanted, because some of the, well, not all the kills, but some of the kills that are in this film are really good. I wanted more of that. Considering it's a slasher, I mean, some slashers, they get one kill and still considered, a slasher. But no, I kind of, I wanted one or two more really good ones. That's what I wanted.
You're being selfish.
That's what I really, well, it is a little selfish. I'm sorry, but I wanted more. Oh, I did, because I enjoyed
what you
them.
want.
It is what I wanted. The movie was made for me.
I'm saying overall, you should probably give it a 4 because you know you want to.
Yeah.
Think
I think I gave it a 4 when I voted. So I guess I'll give it a 4.
Oh, I gave it a 5.
Well, I expected you to give it a 5. I expected some people to give it a 5, but I had to,
No,
tone
but
it
I
down a bit.
actually saw somebody who gave 1, and I thought, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you even here?
Though I can understand that
To
because
just bring it down?
I gave, what was it, Low Life a 1, and some people are saying it was their favorite movie of the festival. So to me, it was my least favorite. So everybody's different, right?
Well, at least we agree.
Yeah. So on
Because
this
if
one,
we didn't, that'd be a problem.
that'd be it. I'd be kicked out. So yeah, it was a 27th movie. Only 4 more to go. And guess what? We already know what the next one is.
I'm excited.
We've got Hatchet 3.
I'm not excited that we already saw the 4, but same time.
Out of order. Hatchet 3 is coming up next. Stay tuned for more 31 Days of Horror 2017. Till next video, take care. Have a good one.